Hi there, welcome back to Penn Central 99's channel. This is the first week of June 2014, so I thought I would put together a monthly update, let you guys know what's going on. Actually have a couple of things to talk about, so let's go ahead and get started. The first thing, I just want to make a few announcements, especially when it comes to other websites and social media. First of all, there are a lot of YouTube channels and a lot of websites out there with a lot of good information on modeling and model railroading. So don't limit and restrict yourself to just a few things. There's plenty of stuff out there that's on the internet, a lot of good people with a lot of good ideas, and the most important thing is everybody is sharing with one another. And I just wanted to make that announcement to encourage people to go out and look at other people and other things that are going on, and don't restrict and limit yourself. We'll talk a little bit about social media. I don't do Facebook, I don't do Twitter, I don't do Instagram. 2.5 years ago when I started this YouTube channel, that was a big step for me. I'm not into social media, really don't care too much for it. This YouTube channel is pretty much about the only social media thing that I do, and over the past couple of years, just like everybody else, it takes a little while to put your face on the screen, let alone your name and who you are and where you live. So I just wanted to throw that out there. I know there's other people that are starting like that YouTube model railroaders on Facebook, which is fine and that's great. I just don't do Facebook. So if there's people out there wondering why I don't join in, well, there's your reason why. So let's go ahead and get into the model railroading part now of the monthly update. As far as rolling stock, I picked up a couple of things at the hobby shop and on eBay. The first thing is I got this AccuRail kit. This is a rail box, 50-foot exterior post kit. I did a little research on the internet about this. This was from like July 2007. This was actually part of a 3-car kit. For some reason they were just selling one. I picked this up for a whopping $4.99 with $6 shipping. I was really surprised that nobody else bid against me on eBay for this item, but I just picked that up last week. $11 total with shipping. You can't beat that. The other thing I picked up was at the hobby shop. I got this 53-foot gondola. You can see here it's labeled in a Herzog. I don't have any modern gondolas to go with the rest of my rolling stock. The hobby shop was selling this for 20 bucks, so I couldn't pass that up, so I grabbed that. And that's pretty much it as far as rolling stock. Now, I'll go ahead and get into a couple of other things. Some of the kits I picked up. I got this yard office kit. I think this is a Walther's yard office, very basic. Comes with an office and a guard shack. I'm not too sure if I'm going to use the guard shack as far as the scene that I want to put together, but I think this is going to go pretty well in the interchange yard here. It's not too big, it's not too small. I would have liked to get the BLMA kit, but for 30 bucks put together, that was just a little pricey for me. I picked this up at the hobby shop for $17.30, and nice little thing. I think what I'm going to do, instead of using this dark blue or black roof and door and window frame color, I'm going to paint this like a jade green, to go with Penn Central. So I'm going to customize this by painting the roof, the windows and the doors and the foundation green to go with the Penn Central theme, and I'll probably put some custom signs on it like Sidewinder Junction, Penn Central logo, and so forth as far as detailing it. Probably add an electrical panel and maybe an air conditioning unit or whatever for added detail. Speaking of air conditioning units, I picked up this Walther's roof details kit at the hobby shop. He was selling this for $7.50. I think that's the going rate if you go on Walther's channel. But for $7.50, this roof details kit, there's a lot of little parts that come with this. And this is a hard to find kit. A lot of times when you check on the Walther's website, it's on back order or out of stock. So I was at the hobby shop and saw that he had it, so I picked it up for $7.50. I got out of the hobby shop pretty cheap, I think, that day, so maybe I was just in the mood to pick stuff up. Some of the other things I've been experimenting with, cardstock buildings. Put this little cardstock building together last week. It took the better part of a whole day to put it together. There's plenty of websites out there on the internet that offer card kits. You print them out on cardstock. I've not only printed this out on cardstock, but I also used a cereal box that was laying around the house, and I put this little together. It's supposed to be an industrial building or a storage place. You can see they got the oversized doors here. I'm not too overly impressed with it, but then again, this was my first cardstock kit. It didn't turn out too well, but then again, it didn't turn out as good as I would have expected. But for a building that's going to be in the background, away from the main scene of things, I don't think it'll do too bad. But you know, it is what it is. You print it out, it's free. You use a glue stick to put it together. It takes a little while to do it, but it's not bad, especially for a background building. You know what they say about leaving the best for last, and I did just that, especially for this monthly update. I got a very good friend who's into woodworking, and as a hobby, you know, he's got a full-blown wood shop at his house, and he can make just about anything. So I was talking to him one day about making some wood loads for my center beam cars. So I told him what I was looking for. I just wanted to simulate 4 foot by 8 foot sheets of lumber like plywood stacked on top of one another to look like loads. So I gave him the dimensions for a 4 by 8 sheet of plywood, which is a little bit more than a 1/2 inch by a little bit more than 1 inch. Gave him the dimensions and some scrap lumber that I had in the garage, and he put together these little pieces of wood. These little pieces of wood, like I say, simulate 4 foot by 4 foot by 8 foot, and he used spare oak and mahogany that he had in his shop and put together over 100 pieces for me. Here's a close-up of the wood blocks that he made for me, and as you can see, every one of these is precisely exact like the next one. So what he did is he made a jig to cut every one of these pieces exactly alike, and as you can see, we got different grains and different colors in here, and he even made a little tray to keep these in so they wouldn't get lost. It's kind of cool the way he did that. So, but you know, here's just a little bit of a close-up shot so you can see how these are going to stack together, and you can see each and every one of them, the height and the length and the width are identical. That way there's no overage, but yet you can still see the joints, and you can just stack these together however you want, whatever manner. Stagger the joints. Looks a little different. And the other thing is he used a lightweight wood. You know, it's not very dense, so it's not going to add. It's going to add weight. Anything that you do is going to add weight to your locomotive and your rolling stock, but it's not going to add weight to the point where it can't pull it. And you can just see how these things are going to stack together. Tighten it up a little bit. You know, you can make some straps, simulate holding it on there. You know what, I can't say enough about my friend who did this for me. I think it was great. He's looking forward to making more stuff for me. He's already got some ideas that he's going to make some stuff for me, which I think is pretty cool. And I think in return what I'm going to do is I'm going to name a wood shop on the layout after him. So Carl, you're going to have your own custom woodworking shop. I'm going to put together, you know, if I got to do a scratch build building to put it together for you, but you're going to have a woodworking shop on my layout, and I can't say enough and really appreciate what he did for me. Well, that pretty much does it for this monthly update. Like I said, I had a whole lot of things to talk about. We talked about YouTube, we talked about social media, talked about going to the hobby shop and picking up rolling stock and buildings and stuff. But that pretty much does it. Like I say, you know, for a change, I actually have a little bit of a monthly update for you. So that's pretty much it. And as always, thanks for watching.